It is great to see Wind and Rain fight really strong, but man, I also like seeing Beast Coast where they have these fast tempo heroes that snowball well, that get them to push aggressively, and Templar Assassin feels very much like that for them.
Oh yeah, this is their bread and butter, right? And when you're playing against the Drow lineup, it's about getting aggressive early, denying those triple camps around the shrines. It's a really well-crafted lineup. I'm so surprised, though. I think Will was right. Maybe they're thinking Storm. But a Deuce last pick with the Ogre seemed real nice. Wind Ranger does not benefit from the increased attack speed at all. So that power spike later on doesn't really seem to be there for the lineup.
Yeah, it's where you just try and understand like what was the goal. Like you're getting the Dro lined up. Like maybe you don't have to build everything around it, but then does Dro have a specific purpose for Wind and Rain inside this game? A Dro lineup normally likes to push aggressively. But you don't get the damage, you get the speed instead.
Yep. K1 once again on his signature lifestealer. It's a really well-crafted lineup. I love AA as a hero concept simply because it effectively forces BKB, right? But now you combine that, you've got a TA and a lifestealer, so armor becomes incredibly important. But if you don't get any spell immunity, these supports are just going to rip you apart.
You're not going anywhere.
Really nice mix of damage here.
And this Ogre, stand on top of the rune, it's impossible to click around the body. Skullfield, unable to claim that one, but the Dro range is copying a lot of damage from Whisper. Very much in the face of Dro. A lot of that harassment damage to the Dro Ranger does get negated heavily by the Purification.
This top lane, once again, we're going to have Boogie on the aggressive axe against the Lifestealer. Was relatively trade happy in the previous game. Should probably be about the same this one. Mid TA Wind Ranger. Of course, Wind Ranger will have that Drow Aura, but it's not nearly as beneficial as it used to be now that it just gives the attack speed edge instead of all the damage. And Drow bottom, thankfully, has a very strong support in that Ogre, who also went for that Shield Oove early on, so he's very formidable. Drow, of course, not offering much in the early laning phase.
Yeah, so Ogre needs to lift up and do more. K1 and Stinger getting quite heavily harassed. The battle hunger difficult for Stinger to get rid of. But they'll start the pulls, they'll change the equilibrium of the top lane. While the mid lane will always remain interesting, where you keep those eyes on the side blades. Yol, low on life, but just moves around the tree line. It's kind of really interesting to also watch a Wind Ranger who's just got the Salve backpacked. Like two free slots. I may need this at a critical moment, but it's fine. Let's get hit by multiple side blades.
And so far, so good for Chris Luck. He is crushing this lane. Not only out harassing, but out CSing. In top lane, you're going to just continue to see these lane shenanigans. Not much you can do to zone off a Lifestealer, but you can attempt to mess with his CS, as they're doing now. As we saw last game, AA, not exactly the greatest support. Every 15 seconds throwing out a chilling touch. It's cute, but don't really offer much else.
Yeah, you don't achieve a lot. Schofield TP's all the way back to base as he was zoned out by Yol. And even getting the damage in for which could be so difficult. Getting through refraction charges, obviously, like if you had the attack speed, it would be fantastic. It's only just been really leveled up for the Dro. And it's just a level 1, 2. But the Temper Assassin just sees so telegraphed with a power shot.
Oh my god, his side blading mid has been absolutely on point. He's already forced that salve. Wish has had to buy another one, and he's already half HP.
It's 14.5 CS to the 6-1 of Wish. And then Chris then takes the high ground of the Radiant side. Refraction is up, Wind Run's gonna wear off, and that's still a hell of a lot of damage. I like how he's even taunting on the way through as Refraction soaks up his power shot.
He is just crushing this lane. It does not get any easier for Wind Ranger either. If TA hits 6 first and starts placing traps, you don't have a sentry. You are food.
That's a little deep Whisper. There with Yol, the slowdown's gonna be more than enough with the Orb of Venom. Whisper tries to make a break for the trees, gets the salve off. No one's nearby. He'll juke around the side and then cut back up through the trees. Dro wondering where he went. Whisper, the fancy footwork, but the slows. It's a level 2 Frost Arrow. So again, he tries to make a break for the trees, play in the Fog of War, lose the aggro of the creep wave, and gets back into the lane.
Meanwhile, Rubik denies 2 creeps, then he walks over, steals the last hit on the Centaur. Surprised to Whisper, he hasn't skilled his 3rd point yet. Aura or Heavenly Grace, both would be effective here.
Wonder what he's waiting for.
Yeah, he's gonna hit 4 soon. Might as well just make up your mind. I think D-Gen's quite nice against the Ogre, but you can play it either way. Oh, now he's in trouble.
But stuns, pick up and throw back. Schofield creates a little bit more space. This top lane's going pretty well for Boogie, at least as far as CS goes. 24 for 5. Some of these did come in from the side camp, but either way, he's the first player to hit 2K net worth.
Yeah, but I mean, look at Stinger, right? He is not even playing this top lane, as we said. AA just really isn't a hero. He's waiting for that level 10 tome, or sorry, minute 10 tome before he becomes a real participant in the game. And you're cool with this. K1 loves having the extra levels too.
It feels a little too long. Is it? Oh boy, Wish. He got 3 Sideblade hits in a row. And he's got 2 tangos. That's not a fast enough regeneration to be closer to the front lines to get this CS.
TA is one of those heroes where I feel like you can actually see like the raw skill difference between the pros we watch on camera versus ourselves when we play the game. Because it's way more difficult than it looks to hit Sideblades that effectively. And I think he's hitting more than he's missing.
Bottom lane, there's DJ Nora going to work while Cold Feet is all the battle for the 5-minute room, but Drow Ranger is in a lot of trouble and they just keep body blocking her up. Can't walk away from this. And it all started with Schofield. Telekinesis dragging him back. You'll lose the bounty runes on bottom, but Drow's out and the first blood goes the way of Whisper.
And it's the 2 points in the DJ Nora. You cannot escape it as a Drow, especially when you don't even have boots picked up. His Ogre was off to the side looking to shrine and stack. And another just great, but Chris Luck, man, he is dominating, not just crushing this lane now with traps up, but he got a double stack off in his own jungle while he had a break. He had forced Wind Ranger out of lane, and he's dominating. TA Omni can just single-handedly take over the mid game, buying time for K1 if they continue to keep up this pace. And it just doesn't feel like Wind and Rain. They don't have those tools to make plays in this game. It's really just the Wind Ranger, but he's suffering so much. I'm not sure how effectively he'll be able to rotate around the map.
Oh, this is some good contesting from War. No way to really stack for a Templar Assassin. Bottom lane, they just keep going again. With extra support arriving, Drow Ranger cold feet up, can't walk away. And Whisper stays on top of the Drow. They have no gust, there's no pushback. Schofield copped all the attention of Yol, who just hits in with Nikwa. That Splinter Blast of level 2 really causing problems. And Schofield can't finish the job on Ogre Magi. Nikwa was there for the Cold Embrace, cancelling all that physical damage and getting the supports a double kill on bot lane.
Really nice rotate. They needed those kills. Whisper, unfortunately, was unable to drop tower aggro. Only reason he really goes down there is because he copped 7 or 8 hits. Top side, just Axe versus Lifestealer. Both sides going to trade farm as both team supports look to get active around the map, but the big disparity, of course, is that mid lane. A lot of Wind Ranger's CS is jungle, so even though he's in spitting distance, actually not doing as bad as I thought, only 200 behind, now 3.
Yeah, play the catch-up.
Until he pops the salve and loses his Observer Ward, unfortunately.
Nefred is about to start all over again. Cold Feet with the Telekinesis and the Chilling Touch slow. Nikwa does actually have enough mana if he uses it, actually not anymore, to put the stick charges. Yes, has to Cold Embrace the Drow Ranger. Slow this up. Nefred's already gone down. Now Wish will rotate in. It's a good power shot. Clipping too. Cold Feet will not manage to trigger over on Nikwa, but Yol, under the cover of Invis, will be here to land an extra stun, and that'll let them focus. Now over towards Whisper. After Stinger falls down, the focus fire of Wish, the damage output is enough to get through Whisper, actually holding the 9 stick charges.
Really nice rotation. Somebody has to do it. It can't be Axe. He has to stay top. Only the Wind Ranger really able to get involved. Really nice movement there. Rubik AA, of course, one of the iconic support roaming duos. A lift into a Cold Feet's almost going to be a kill any time. You can see him finish it off, but Wish hits the power shot. Schofield, he escapes, but they do lose 2. Invis rune, a little bit of assistance there. Whisper not really expecting an Ogre to pop out of nowhere, but he's dead the moment that Wind Ranger is in range with the ultimate active. Mid, they go onto the TA. Axe is here.
Able to get the call. Wish also coming in. 4 heroes to kill off Chris Luck. And Boogie will get the Culling Blade off.
Nice. It's the big benefit of Axe is that when you're able to play so aggressively in the lane, because you're cutting creeps constantly, you have way less travel time towards that mid lane. It's not a rotation you would expect if you're this TA. And now they place a ward. I'm surprised he didn't have a trap on that high ground, would have prevented that movement, but now with the ward he should be fine. However, mid tower already dead.
Yep.
Wow.
9 minutes in, they commit heavily. Kind of actually felt like Beast Coast were trying to do the same thing on bottom lane, like add pressure to that tier 1 tower, remove Joe Ranger's farm area. But it's War who claimed the first tier 1 tower of the game.
I will say this game is a bit different for Wind and Rain. They have the tools to deal with Lifestealer later on. Wyvern, arguably the best 5 position against the hero. In addition, Wind Ranger at any point later on in the game, you finish a Maelstrom, you just ult him. And Lifestealer all of a sudden can never really go toe-to-toe. He's going to be going for that Midas Radiance build once again, so the MKB is going to take a while to come online, which means at any moment, if Wish pops that win run, you're invulnerable. And in reality, Beast Coast don't have any raw magic damage. You've got Lockdown. The Rubik A will provide a lot of DPS, but you only have the GA as a tool defensively.
And that's why we're taking things like the Deuce, right? Like at least you get like that mix up. The OD, which they banned themselves. That would be a nice choice. Either way, they're going to work with what they have. And there's your focus fire, Skullfeld. Skullfield can't get away. We'll give him the eye.
Nice.
That's all for the 10-minute bounty runes. And War, they're really trying to force for both. Stinger actually dragging the Ancients down. Could have created some problems for Winter Wyvern, who actually cold embraced himself. Whisper can't do anything with it though. Like it's not this stun controller who can be repositioning like his puck from before.
What he still? All right, Arctic Burn, not bad.
Just a level 1.
Yeah, pretty nice lead though so far for Wind and Rain. Midas up for K1, but Boogie's about to finish the blink. In fact, he just did. Might even be trying to make a play here. There's that Wind Ranger we spoke about.
Yeah, with the creep wave, can they actually lock him in? Oh, there's no shackles, so K1 will just rage and try and get back to the tower. Infestation.
Oh no!
Fall down!
He tried to get the infest off, but Boogie was ready. Hits him right in the mouth. That's a huge kill. His Midas was on Courier too, so he's losing a lot of efficiency.
I'd like to have Suicide for 200. That is problematic, at least with the timing not being right. Rubik, he's going to go for a little bit of a fly, chasing after the Winter Wyvern with the Arctic Burn. Picks him up, throws him back down again, able to help land that stun, but Boogie will still get the call off. Whisper trying to protect the Rubik as long as he possibly can. He ends up stealing nothing because he can't use anything. There's no mana and there's no life in Skullfield.
Might be able to, he's going to catch. He's got a 4-level advantage on the enemy offlaner.
Oh boy. There's another stun available. Yeah, Whisper knows like if I run north, I'm dead. So I'll try running south instead. The call's out once more. And Whisper will fall to Boogie, giving him now his 3rd kill of the game. 112 CS in 11.5 minutes.
That's the 2nd game in a row. Wind and Rain have this big advantage after the laning phase, playing very well around the map. They're finding kills, they're getting objectives, and this time they should have the tools to be able to fight later on against Beast Coast, who also don't have the annoying lane shove ability. There's no puck to worry about any longer.
This is smart from Ogre. Needed to scout out the Ancients because they're about to be farmed. Axe has done a very good job of contesting a lot of these, but he just TP'd up towards the top lane, looking for their own fight onto K1. The pickup, Ogre, he's going to have to run through the gauntlet to get out of that one. 4 heroes and 4 stack Ancient.
That'll be a death cell for our TA. Going to be complete. 12 minutes in, not a bad timing.
With these stacks as well, like he was trying to do it with his northern jungle and Axe was able to contest it. This one, a lot harder for War to get up high ground and really stop him.
Maelstrom on the Wind Ranger. What's Nefert going for? Just the Wraith Bands. Looks like a Dragon Lance will be his item of choice. You do want a Hurricane Pike stat in a game like this. You're playing up against a Lifestealer. Any sort of forcing in a direction is nice to kite. You're against 3 melee cores, not counting the TI, I suppose, but you know, low range.
They're here to finish the job on bottom lane. You got a fresh Desolator. Time to rip through the tier 1 tower. You can't rid the TA traps to see you then. It's up to War if they want to try and defend this. You could have TP'd out a long time ago and said it's going to be Curse, and then begin the TP. No other stuns available. Rubik was the only one with telekinesis.
Exactly. Would have almost certainly died there otherwise. It's a nice move, but it does give Beast Coast an opportunity to perhaps push for a tier 2, knowing they don't have that.
I'll just find it down.
Wyvern ult.
Ogre gets the initial stun over on the Ancient Apparition. He's got level 6 available. Good Fade boss up in the action, being able to blink himself forward. But the Shackle latches onto Rubik and Whisper, both being caught out. Boogie's still looking for this great call, and he's got one to hold the Rubik in position while AA dies along with him. The Templar Assassin thought there was a fight, but he thought wrong. Turns for a couple of attacks. Buyback comes in for the Rubik. GA from Whisper. Guys him a little bit of time, and the axe actually ends up going down. Chris has the damage output. There's more support available through the power of Wish. They may go underneath the tower with it, with the power shot connecting Rubik. He's a little bit more control, but it won't happen. Triple kill for Wish.
Dude, they don't even have a Drow in this fight. They killed all 4. In fact, Stinger died back there. Or Schofield, rather. What a fight. You get to, even through the GA, they got so many Maelstrom procs because of the Wind Ranger's ulti that he just dies from magic DPS.
Actually, watch where it started. That Shackle when it connected. So many problems for both the supports to really be involved. No teamfight control, no positional control.
And Boogie Axe is just king in this phase of the game. The GA comes on, as you can see, look how many procs you're gonna get. 1, power shot, 2, a multicast as well. Man, that's what finishes off the Omni Knight as well. Whisper was trying to get a heal off on Schofield, but as you're about to see, not very effective.
It's like you've got stuns for days coming out of war, and they're all low cooldown times, easy to expend.
Yeah, baby. You're still farmed, though. TA, 164 CS in 15 minutes.
Yeah, and they're coming for her. They understand where she's farming, so War and Wish and Yol enter up towards the shrine. They have their own observe ward already planted. That's why they see what's going on. And there's a sentry ward on Stinger, and you know what he wants to do. He needs to clear this up.
And this time as well, you've got this different strat from Wind and Rain. Whereas previous game, they're running around as 5. This time, Drow's not getting involved, neither is the Lifestealer, but you're still having that advantage around the map, and I like this decision. That was one of the issues with the Weaver's game, and the previous was you just fell off. Although here,
Over on the TA, jumping on the mid lane, but Dro gets to the tree line with the Gust. Rubik can't grab with the telekinesis.
Really nice silence. Already an Aether lens up on Nikwa, by the way, 15 minutes in. And again, we brought this up, but Wyvern's just so good here. These cores from Beast Coast are all physical damage. You not just have that defensive put down to the Cold Embrace, but at any point, even through a Rage or a TA BKB, you've got the aggressive Winner's Curse that then allows you to reinitiate with an Axe, who's got that BKB piercing call. They have the tools this time to deal with what Beast Coast is trying to do the entire game.
Spells more interesting Dota. Once War's ready to get aggressive, and it looks like with the group up, Smoke. Axe has Blink Blade Mel to go to work. With the Demon Edge. Already on the Wind Ranger, the damage output's high. Templar Assassins on the other side of the river. Farming the Radiant side, understanding probably the War is ready to hunt.
And he's got traps set up all around him. It's a very fortified position. It's a very smart decision, because if he's on his own shrine, right, he's about to die because Axe just blink calls.
Ogre is bait, but he can't push the wave because level 4 Splinter Blast was stolen. Schofield can just clean everything out, and then Blink, Shackle, the stolen ability is now gone.
Feels a little like deja vu. 15-5, Wind and Rain crushing in kills, dominating the map. But can you keep this lead going? Oh, Drow in some trouble. Nice silence again.
Yeah, push the TA away. The Ice Blast was coming into TA. There's TP's out, she'll be fine. And instantly over to farming underneath the Radiant Obs.
And this is even further dangerous. Hey, look who's bottom, it's Whisper. Pushing out the lane, big creep wave coming in.
He's less versatile in this game though.
Definitely.
Like he's maybe harder to kill, having the mech, being an Omni Knight in general. But it's not the puck, it's not someone who can hide inside the tree lines and always have that threat of pushing up bottom. If the threat's there, you'll see him.
This did... Oh my god, the Wind Ranger just finished an MKB.
Yep.
It is 18 minutes into the game. Effectively, anybody that he chooses the ultimate is dead. And unless you're GA'd immediately, there really isn't much you can do about it. Lifestealer looking to close in on the Radiance, just the recipe away. But still, they're gonna need more time to truly come online. Chris Luck, top of the net worth charts, sure, but as TA, there's just not much you can do in this kind of game. You don't have that assassin potential when you're playing against two heroes that can deal with that raw physical damage output. And anytime you catch a blink blade mail from Boogie, you are in deep trouble.
And he's willing to go for those blind kind of jumps. They're actually pinging over towards Roshan. For the MKB, maybe they feel they have enough damage. There's a Hurricane Pike on Dro. Yep, they're gonna go in. How fast can Roshan die? Oh, okay, well, very fast. Beast Coast, again, not ready. Stinger, Ancient Apparition.
I don't think you can't possibly be ready for Roche that fast.
Here comes the blast, but it's already too late. Aegis them all in the hands of Wish.
Going for the Aghanims next. I actually love that item. It's not the same as it used to be where you'd have a much lower cooldown on the ultimate for the Wind Ranger, but it gives you 2 charges on Wind Run. You're playing against TA Lifestealer. They are so far away from MKBs. If you have double evasion ability activate, like what are you supposed to do? How do you catch this guy that can then also solo kill anybody he wants by popping his R button on him?
I do love this how Rubik now has the passive of Precision Aura level 4.
They know he's there. They know he's there.
It's like, well, TA can benefit from this.
That was so cool. So Boogie, he didn't show, and now they still know TA is in the vicinity. They scanned him out, and Boogie's gonna try and make that play one more time with the Blink Taunt.
There'll need to be an Ice Blast or something to help him. Like, blink into the trees and TP away won't work if Winter Wyvern's still there, and there it is.
Wow.
Instant gets the kill, jumps away to safety. A full surgical attack. But, evacuation plan also works.
What a beast. That is not supposed to work. That is the definition of a low percentage play, high risk, very low reward, but hey, when it works, like, it's the right play, right? 4 bounties going the way of war, unfortunately, for this Beast Coast side.
Oh, there's your blink call. Axe will get some kind of rebuttal. Omni arrives. Lifesteal takes too long to finish his TP. There's no control once again. Man, TA is just loving this aura. She's farming so fast as well.
And the big disparity is in the offlaners. Whisper not having nearly the same kind of performance. Does have the Greaves up, but it was a rougher laning phase for sure. And you don't have that benefit. To your point, Puck has a very easy time just clearing waves, staying on map, constantly accelerating in net worth, whereas Omni, much more of a +1 to one of his other cores, really just holding hands now with his Lifestealer, trying to make sure he can farm safely in this bottom side of the map. Invis Rune popped along with the Aegis on Wish. They saw him though, there was a sentry on top of that TA trap. Really cool placement there, so they know that he's in the vicinity. And the Dire team, they might try and set a trap or perhaps just play conservatively.
Looks like they're trying to get close to that tier 2 tower on the top lane, but Rubik keeps holding the back.
Look at that, MKB finished on TA.
And now done. She is #1 on the net worth and is a full, like, almost 2,000 gold ahead of that Wind Ranger.
I like it because, as we said, what does BKB do when you're playing against Wyvern Axe? Just get the damage. All of a sudden, that Axe on Wish, doesn't matter when he picks it up. It's gonna be useless if TA blinks on top of him. It's a very squishy hero. Only 7 armor on this Wind Ranger. He relies upon that 100% evasion to survive, but you take that away from him. Some deep trouble.
The Ice Blast is chilling up. It's TA. It's harass. Y'all in the back line.
And Drow's going for a butterfly. He's gonna have to switch that up if he sees this item picked up.
They need a creep wave. Wind Ranger's just chipping at the tower. Is healing as much as she's damaging. Now the creep wave will arrive.
Still have not seen the TA yet.
Don't even see the Lifestealer until Halbert's done.
Cool. Yeah. And Halbert, it's not as effective as it was in the previous.
Oh, hold up. Cole found one. Axe picked up. Gonna instantly thrown away. Stunning up the Wind Ranger in the process. Ice Blast gonna go into the tree line too. But is it really a jump? There is from the TA into Ogre, protected by the cold embrace of Peekball. He gets the ulti off, but no one from Beast Coast is there. Remember, they've still got the GA ready to fight. It's gonna pop off. All the damage from the Drow Ranger now doesn't exist. But the Wind Ranger, where's your Wind Run? Can't escape K1. The call is there, and that's why you have Aegis the Immortal. Lifestealer will die, but Wind Ranger back to the fighting front lines. Searching for a target, able to find one. Rubik flying up the hill, up and over the cliffside and over to the tier 2 tower. Thought he got caught in the hillside with Boogie's call, but not the case.
This is a totally different type of draft for Wind and Rain. They've got a Wind Ranger with ult up in 10 seconds and a Drow. They're gonna go straight high ground.
TA Khan needs to come back. She's on bottom lane. The buyback comes in from the Lifestealer. Rubik again. Maybe just with that buyback is enough to make Wind and Rain not go high ground. They're scared off.
I like this, though. They're playing with a lot more tempo, specifically that gem pickup. Wind Ranger's had that now for 3 or 4 minutes. It really helps to maintain map control against the TA traps. You can see the little missed initiation here, the AA blast falling off in the middle of nowhere. An immediate cold embrace into ultimate onto the TA. You've now taken the strongest hero for Beast Coast completely out of the fight. They've got to play purely defensively now. All of a sudden, the fight is about survival, not aggression. K1, as you can see, gets a little aggressive, catches the taunt to the mouth, dead. Only trading for the Aegis, which would have despawned right about now anyway. Forced to buy back as well. And business as usual.
Back to the farm, back to the push. So Drow Ranger can work her way towards the butterfly, just increasing her power. The Wind Ranger, Aghanim Scepter, Maelstrom, MKB. Also completed. And a double damage rune. Yeah, you smoke, you want to fight here. But TA's adding a lot of pressure on bottom lane. Chris Luck, he's very fast at forcing out this lane. Even when that fight was potentially going to start in the mid lane, he was still down, pressuring the tier 2. Courier's doing its own shopping.
I gotta say, I do. This might be a fight.
They're wrapping around. There's your blink call. Oh my. K1 gets control. He has no buyback available because he bought the Talisman of Evasion before that happened. So Chris Luck's got no choice. He has to pressure the tier 3 tower.
He had no buyback in the first place, Toby. That's a dieback.
True.
And now there's a DD fading on the Wind Ranger, sure, but you've got 80 seconds to just shove middle.
Axe is TPing back. Boogie, there's your blink call. Stinger has the Ice Blast available. Go and throw it out in the Axe. We'll see just how much damage the Templar Assassin can do. You've only got the chill effect over on Boogie. In fact, TA can just die. And Ancient Apparition will probably die with him. Up into the trees, and they'll find him. You can call just to hold him in. While Drow Ranger and Winter Wyvern reach the tier 3 tower on the top lane. 3 heroes dead for Beast Coast, and the cannons just hitting from range. The shackle won't last, but it won't matter. Whisper's down without buyback as well. War, they are gonna crack this base open right here, right now.
I think we might be going to a third, Toby. There's just nothing you can do at this point. Wind and Rain, they've got all the answers. They get the tier 3, 13K gold lead. And I love the adjustment, you know, recognizing, hey, we were playing better than Beast Coast. We were controlling the map. We got more towers, more kills. Can we just, you know, do more? The gem earlier, a lot more emphasis on killing objectives, but it's really starting with the draft, right? The Drow lineup, paying dividends here. They're all online.
It really is the War comfort zone too, just to be able to have this. And it was in the later phases of the draft. So Beast Coast were willing to play against this. They played a similar draft with the AA and the Lifestealer once again.
And another sick performance from Boogie. 10, 1, and 5 on the Axe. He's been dominant the series thus far.
It's when you have that the trade-off for farm, right? You were mentioning it like in the very early phase, Lifestealer versus Axe, but Axe can always pull to the side. He can always get so much more out of this game. And with the blink initiations, the calls, the controls, they're able to get this kill over on Rubik. And it's not like Beast Coast aren't there. Beast Coast are definitely there. And they want to fight. The Ice Blast flies forward, only chills over on 2 with Rubik buyback. Yol will go down, but he'll buy back 2. The double gust, problematic for the Omni Knight. Now he'll get the GA off. The Shackle's unable to latch over on the Lifestealer, but Wind Ranger ready to fight. The GA wears off now, and up the hill they'll go. War. They have the advantage, but they don't have a lockdown control. Maybe they can catch Rubik. The power shot and the call will work. So Rubik dead. It's a dieback for him.
You can't fight if you're Beast Coast. There is no team fight. There is no AoE control. They're dependent on this TA Lifestealer being ahead, and they're just not. And now K1's gonna die again.
Yeah, he's down too far. Has the Halberd, the Curse, holding him there, so Axe can then come in, ensure the call. Omni Knight wants to help out, but the Shackle already keeps K1 down. He's down for a long time. 70 seconds. Templar Assassin desperately trying to add some pressure to the bottom lane.
You know this is 2 heroes dead. I wouldn't just go for throne Wind and Rain. Who cares about the Rax trade?
Oh, Wyvern's TPing back. He's there to defend against Chris Luck. But they have the numbers anyway. As long as Drow and Wind Ranger are there, they'll take Rax. As long as Axe is there, you'll have the initiation, control, or kill. But they're not going for the tier 4s. They're going to go for 2 lanes of Rax.
Hey, take that. And as you said, Chris Luck, he's still bottom. There's nothing he can do. You have got a chance. You could play your assassin role, find 1 kill perhaps, but against this lineup of Wind and Rain, so long as Boogie is standing behind his cores, there's absolutely no reason they should be threatened. Vlad's picked up on the Ogre along with that casual buckler, just doing his part to ensure his team stays as formidable as possible. Love the support items picked up. Only one they're missing right now is a medallion or solar crest.
Now, this should really just be... You just know where it's going to go. Like, there's not a lot the Beast Coast can do when it comes to the team fight. There's going to be less they can do with an Aegis as well as cheese in the hands of War. They'll give Wind Ranger the cheese. Dro has the secondary life. It's a very angry Roshan after death.
Oh yeah, and with 2 racks slain, all you've got to do now is regroup, do that long march. Yep, draw the line for me, thank you very much. That's exactly what you need to do.
I think I understand the win condition. We walk. We walk bottom lane. There'll be one last good fight the Beast Coast can look for. See if they can force some kind of mistake out of War.
Well, there's an invis.
You can see Boogie, like, he's got his BKB, he's ready to jump. And there's no telekinesis that will save then. There's no stuns, there's no control. Wind Ranger.
Well, I know something's up.
Yep, looking for a target. K1, Boogie doesn't want him, wants a different target. Templar Assassin's down in the lane. The Ice Blaster flying in, but K1, there's your call. Isolated out. Templar Assassin's not even there. She's over with everybody else. Wyvern's being picked off as Omni Knight. Well, there's the controller kill.
It's just too much damage, Toby.
Yeah, it really is. Like, this game is 2 characters away from just being done.
There's nothing, you don't even have time to commentate. They're just dead.
Yeah.
This is a Drow with a Butterfly and a Crystallis, soon to be a full Daedalus. The Wind Ranger having an unbelievable performance thus far. 8-0 and 12. Really, just stellar from Wind and Rain. They effectively played the same game as our first, yet this time they have that ability to be just a little more aggressive. The damage output is there, but more importantly, they identified that, you know, this Beast Coast lineup, they're all about the physical damage, right? From both mid and carrying.
Wish, I'm watching you dropping your MKB in front of the Templar Assassin. Trying to bait her to jump forward and go for it.
Yep. This one's, it's Mega's in 30 minutes, Stokes. This is...
Yeah.
This one's pretty done for.
It's pretty much over. But Beast Coast, they're enjoying the moment until they call the GG. And that's exactly what happens. Game is done. And we will see ourselves go to a third. The first one cracked well over the hour mark. This one done in half that time.